Hi, guys, and welcome back to Midday Matcha with Livi. Clearly, I am fucking Livi. I have a special guest with me today, Timothy John Patrick, a.k.a. Tim, a.k.a. my best friend,
AKA boyfriend.
a.k.a. all the above.
I'm back, bitches.
Are you nervous?
A little. It's a little intimidating.
We are in studio for the audio listeners. I know. I brought Livia on this, and she was like, what the absolute fuck was that? Because for me, I'm just like, whatever.
Well, the last time you brought me on here, we were in your kitchen.
Yeah.
So
How times
a little bit different.
Changed. No, I get that 100%. That's like Livia came on here and was like, what the absolute fuck? Do you know who the person that killed it the most? Sissy. Like she was like, this is bread and butter. But she had been coming to she'd been coming in the studio with me for a minute. But you guys, I brought Tim on today to talk all things, just about like literally everything. I kind of just want to have like a best friends chat and just like catch up so you guys can just be like in on that. We had a week, to say the least. We'll do a little week intro. My week has been nonstop since Sunday night. I saw Drake.
Champagne Papi.
I saw Drake. SeatGeek sent me to see Drake. I actually keep shouting them out, and it's not whatever. But I saw Drake, and he was life-changing. Question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You saw the videos I posted.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he's in love with me?
I do, and you know that I said that. I said it to you. I said in the pictures that you posted,
staring right at me,
and you can see the love for you in his eyes.
No, 100%. I'm literally not kidding.
Yeah, and I've been saying that, and I've always said that.
Mind you, Sissy and I went to the concert. I think every bitch says this. We went to the concert like, he's gonna fall in love with us, and like, mind you, I was like texting Nicole beforehand, like, he's gonna fall in love with me.
Right, but nobody was where you were.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. With like me and like the literal 19-year-olds, they were like so young because mommy and daddy's money. They're in the pit. Like,
right.
Yeah, it was a really unique experience.
Right.
That's how we started the week, you guys. Drake, which was absolutely incredible. Him live is like the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and he's just like so gorgeous. And we did fall in love a little bit. I'm gonna be like, remember those times? But mind you, I texted Nicole beforehand, and she was like, I was like, I'm not fucking him. Like, I'm not fucking. And she was like, yeah, he has to respect that boundary.
Period.
Exactly. And Sissy was like,
and that's your right as a woman.
Thank you. And Sissy was like, you're delusional. Like, you're delusional. And I was like,
okay, she can say that if she wants.
Like, you're being disrespectful.
She's pushing off any sort of manifestations that she's trying to manifest.
And that's what I hate about her. Honestly, can we talk about that? No, I'm actually not kidding. I was thinking about
that. Hi,
Sissy. That's what I hate about her. I feel like she can just get a little negative sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's because
that's why you guys are a good balance.
I know, but like I kind of hate that because she's bringing down my vibe.
Yeah.
Because I'm so delusional and I'm so like, oh my God, like why would I not? Like, why would we not fall in love? You know? And she's just more like, living that's not gonna happen. And like that pisses me off.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah. You're gonna be my therapist today.
Okay.
Guys, I did ghost a man. Do you remember me telling you this at the Standard, by the way? We'll get into our little influencer event we did. You were drunk at this point, but
I wasn't that drunk.
No, it wasn't like you were drunk. I was drunk. There was just nonstop alcohol.
Like, it's not like I don't remember things.
Okay, do you remember when I asked the guy, I was like, tell me your like deepest, darkest secret? I've been texting this man that I ghosted because he pissed me off when I like, whatever. And what did he say?
His deepest, darkest secret? I know, it was something fucking weird.
Yes, exactly.
And then you were like, bye-bye. And now you're talking to him.
He literally said to me, my deepest, darkest secret is to be deep inside of you.
Oh, yes.
I am so triggered.
So bizarre.
No, I am literally so triggered by that. And that's like what I want to talk about is the fact that like dating is just horrible. Like who the fuck says that to somebody? Like actually who says that to somebody? Also,
a man.
Yeah, no, literally a man. But I was telling Livi and Brooke last night, I was like at dinner, I was like, I'm booked until August 7th. And I told that man that. And I said, maybe I can fit in like a park session. Do you know how fucking disrespectful that is?
No, but like he said that he disrespected you first, so you can disrespect him right
I said that in the way beginning. I was like, I'm literally booked until August 7th.
And he said he wants to be deep inside of you after that?
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
I know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, what would you do if you got a text like that?
It kind of depends who it's from. If it's a man, like how long had you been talking to him at that point?
Okay, like we would text every single day for like a month. But nothing was sexual. We haven't even met. Like we haven't.
Yeah, if it wasn't sexual ever, then that's weird.
No, I like literally wanted to know his deepest, darkest secret.
Some of the messages you've sent in the past, like
though that is one man, and that is my hoe, and like he does get like the most unspeakable messages. Mind you, I texted him the other day. I think actually yesterday, and I said, I have a proposition for you.
Oh, dear God.
I said, you come and fuck me, right? We'll do unspeakable things, but you're never talking to me again. Don't ever talk to me again.
You're insane.
No, I know. He goes, that is so crazy. And I said, I don't know, take it or leave it.
What would possess you to just text somebody that out of the blue?
I don't know. I just love him. No, I don't love him, first of all. But he's just, he's been in my life since 2020. And that's before like everything started getting like going crazy and stuff. So it's like, I feel like now I have just issues dating. Like I feel like I just have trust issues in that sense.
Right. Green flag.
Green flag. No, green flag literally caused all my trust issues because I was telling Nicole, like he said he didn't have a TikTok. Guys, the most recent guy I was talking to, the fucking weirdo, he was like, I don't have a TikTok, right?
Right.
2 days later, he's quoting the TikTok I did with my mom. The one that we all did together. That's like, you're mad because you're a stripper, got wiped.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
That's a weird one to quote.
Right. No, right. Okay. That's a weird one. And then he was like,
Is he in love with Dina?
Probably. But who isn't in love with my mother? No, literally. But ever since then, like, I'll text my one hoe those things. Because, like, I can't text just every other man that. Like, any man I meet, I can't say those things. But, like, my hoe I've known since 2020. He's known me since, like, before it all. You know what I mean?
The crazy days.
The crazy days.
And then you're still crazy, but the crazier days.
He's seen me through like 17 different hairstyles.
Right.
Like completely
He saw you as a brunette. That's when you fucking know.
That's when he slid in my DMs as I was brunette. That's how you know.
Red flag.
That's
red fucking flag. No. I was the one person who said, Livi, it's not for you.
You guys, yeah, no, Tim, I dyed my hair brown. This was what, like when we were 19?
No, not that young.
No, yeah, we were 19.
I was blonde.
Yeah.
So like 20 or 21 I was.
Okay, 20. Then we were 20. And Tim literally, I will never forget this. I went to his work to visit him and he comes up and I just had dyed my hair brown and he goes, I don't like it.
If there's one thing about me, I'm going to be honest.
You
like what?
are.
That's what I'm here for.
No, wait, it was a little bit brutal.
And I was right because you look back on it. You look back on it and you regret it.
No, I do regret it. I didn't love being brunette, but yeah. We literally so sidetracked. Let's get back to the, oh yeah. Deep inside, I ghosted him again. Because he was like, I want to be deep inside of you. And I was like, do I just come across, be so honest. If you're so honest, do I just come across as this like massive whore? No, like, do I? Because like, I think that's the vibe I'm giving these men. Like this just ginormous whore.
Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the men that you're talking to.
Okay. But like he kept saying that he was scared of me because of my TikToks, which I love.
Oh, he should be.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, he should be.
But do I just come online like I'm just, because like I really am not.
Well, you do talk about like sucking dick and balls on your TikTok. So like.
Yeah, but like. That could have been years ago. No one needs to know. Or it could have been yesterday. No one needs to know.
Sure, but you have to deal with the repercussions of talking about sucking dick and balls on your TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to, like sensitive people who are narcs, people who like probably don't get any are probably like, oh my God, she's talking about sucking dick and balls. She's probably a fucking whore.
She's probably sucking dick and balls every night.
Right.
And I'm really not. And it pisses me off. When
right. It's like all for the gag.
Yeah,
mostly.
it's all for the, well, literally.
Literally didn't.
Literally for the gag.
That was unplanned.
No, that was, no, but it hit me the other day and I was like, I wanted to text my therapist this. Like, am I just the biggest whore? Because the way that like, for a man to say that to someone, he has to think that you're just down to like, fuck.
I think he really thought he was doing something there, you know? Like, I think he was just like, oh, this, I'm going to text her this and that's going to make her pussy wet. And like, that's going to be that.
It made my pussy dry.
Dry as the Sahara.
Dry.
Yeah.
I wanted nothing to do with him after that. Why the fuck would I ever?
Right.
So yeah. Okay, let's get into our week. Okay, if you follow us on Instagram and TikTok, you've seen that we had one of the most gorgeous brand events ever.
Gorgiana Grande.
Loved it. So we went to, it was the Standard Time Sniff. Like Sniff and the Standard. Sniff is an amazing candle brand. And they did a collection with the Standard Hotel. So I was invited. Thank you guys. And sorry. And mind you, okay, wait, there's like so much I want to talk about this, but they were like, we're gifting you like a hotel room for a night kind of thing. So it's like giving brand trip, right? Like Tarte could never.
Tarte could never.
Tarte could never. Anyways, no, this is like clipped when I'm on like a brand trip with Tarte and they're like, Livi, remember this? No. But.
We love you, Tarte.
We love you too much. Not that much. I really don't give a fuck. Anyways, but. So we stayed in this amazing, gorgeous hotel. I walk in. Tim's 2 hours late. Don't forget that.
Okay, she is so dramatic because
dramatic.
She told me to meet her at her house at 3:30 so we could take an Uber there together.
Yeah.
I was not, I did not plan well, okay? I didn't bring all of my bags to get my nails done, which I should have done. I just was like flustered and I was being stupid. So then I had to go back home, which was just a whole thing. Anyways, I got to the hotel at like 4:40. So.
4:45.
Okay.
Mind you.
So like, you got there at what? 3:45, 4?
I got there at 3:30ish.
No, you left at 3:30.
No, I got there at like 3:40, whatever. But the thing is, we said we were going to work out before, and then
yeah, well, neither of us worked out.
Mind you, I said we were going to work out before, and we did not work out.
Neither of us.
And then I said we're also going to we be ready by a certain time because we have to take photos, because that's the big thing. Like, it's a huge event. I want to take photos. I want to take my Insta photos. I want to get them out of the way. Mm-hmm. We were like, what, 45 minutes late to the cocktail hour because we were taking photos of ourselves?
Right, but we were still one of the earliest people there.
That is a good point.
Imagine if we got ready that early, took pictures, and we're there at 7. It would have been awkward as fuck. It would have been us and like one other person.
I was always going to show up at like 45 minutes late, but the thing is like I wanted 45 minutes late worth of content. Like I wanted that.
On top of the hour?
No,
you need an hour and 45 minutes of content?
Babe, I needed a good Insta pic. And we got it. So what's the problem? But I don't know. It's just like I am such a psychopath about time. No, I'm like psychotic about time. I'm like, even today I was like stalking you like on Find My Friends. Like, where the fuck is Tim? Where the fuck is Tim?
I knew you were.
Yeah. And I was. And I'm not shy to admit I'm just crazy about time. Like I
know you are. You don't have to tell me that.
And you just are opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Glad we had this chat.
Okay. Anyways, the dinner was absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing. Gorgeous.
It was a very small, intimate dinner. I loved that.
Right. And that wasn't what I was expecting. No. Not that I really would have had any idea what I was expecting.
Right. I had like no idea what I was expecting either. But the thing is, it was like, there was no dress code either. And I was like,
scary.
We were racking our brains all week. Like, what do we wear? What do we wear?
Well, because she invited me like 5 days before the event.
Well, I found out about the event 5 days.
No, I'm not just saying. Like, it was a very short notice. I was like, wow, it's giving time crunch. I have to get myself fucking snatched in 5 days, find something to wear.
Do you know what I noticed about you?
What?
Not only did you get a beautiful top, but you're somehow working with that brand now. What? You guys, find you? Like, Tim tells me
call me
everything.
Call me out.
Tim tells me everything. And he was like, oh, I went shopping at this place. No free clout on this podcast. And he was like, I got this top. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm like, perfect. And he posted a selfie in it. Right. I wake up the next morning and I see on Tim's story, use code TimothyJohn for 15% off. I said, when did we start working with the brand?
The thing is, maybe I shouldn't say this, but
what?
The thing is I forgot. I'm an ambassador for that company, that brand.
Oh.
And I forgot.
What do you mean?
I forgot. Like, I don't remember how I became one, but I remember like probably a few months back, I don't know, maybe the beginning of this year, I remember I somehow became an ambassador for this brand and I forgot.
Oh, so you like never posted for them? And what does an ambassador mean? Do they send you free shit or what?
I just get like, I don't really know. See, that's the thing.
So
I don't
it's
really
just
know.
like
the thing was that when I posted that picture in my little fit, whatever, I tagged the brand just because like, whatever.
Right.
Not even being like, oh my God, I work for this brand, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I tagged them.
Well, you ghost tagged. It wasn't even like a tag.
Right, exactly. I ghost tagged. Mm-hmm. And then they reposted me. And then I got a message. I got a message from them being like, "Thank you so much for tagging us. Like, here's your discount for your next purchase." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Oh fuck! I forgot that I literally am an ambassador for this brand." I could have gotten that. I could have gotten that shirt. It was expensive. I could have gotten that shirt for cheaper than I did.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them that I was an ambassador for the brand when I went in to buy it because I didn't remember.
Tim,
I don't know. Not my smartest move.
You gotta get.
It was expensive, but it was worth it.
No, it was gorgeous. My dress was also very expensive, but
yeah. Let's not talk about the shoes.
I loved the shoes.
No, obviously we love the shoes, but those were even more expensive.
Yeah. No, I dropped it. Mind you, the thing is, though, I was like, I am done spending money on clothes, right? I've spent so much money on clothes. I've been buying so much stuff. And I honestly love it, though. I'm in like my outfit era. Like, I really do love that.
Yeah, fashion era.
So we had an amazing event. Loved that. But mind you, Tim kept me up until 5:30 in the fucking morning.
Don't blame it on me.
No, Tim, you literally were getting up and getting water.
Because I forgot my water bottle and Livi wouldn't let me fucking drink her water bottle. So I had this tiny little cup of water that I would fill up and then I would take one sip and it would be gone.
Wait, mind you, I did see you like try and walk towards my side in the middle of the night and like when you got up to get the water. I saw you linger over and I moved and you walked the other way. So I know you were trying to come get my water.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You're not slick. Okay.
I wasn't trying to be slick, clearly.
One of the most full circle moments about the event, though, was a year ago. Tim and I went to the Standards restaurant for National Oyster Day because we are those girls. Like, we have to. So it was like insane.
It's our church. Oyster Happy Hour is
literally is our church. Like, that's where we pray.
Gianna.
That's where we do.
Pray to Gianna.
Pray to Gianna. But a full year. Like a year ago, if I would have told you we were going to be staying at the Standard, the exact place that we were eating.
Weird.
For a brand event, a private brand event.
Weird.
Isn't it? No, there is like better words than weird.
Yeah, but.
It's just insane.
Crazy.
It's like a full circle moment and it's really sweet. I loved that. And it was a great event. Love them. They were amazing.
Full circle as fuck. Yeah, that was a gorgeous night.
Everybody asks me, I'm so good at transitions. Everyone asks me how I met you. Like how we met.
Good at transitions. That was a rough one.
No,
but
I was
okay.
kidding. I was kidding. That was horrible. Anyways, do you have like your story in your head of when you met me? Because I have one of you.
I don't know if I remember the exact moment that I met you, but I remember like the earlier times of us like first hanging out.
I remember being in, I know I had met you before.
But how are
No, and you're going to be.
I'm just going to say, how are we going to have this conversation without like.
I know you're going to be mortified by what I say. No, it wasn't that. We were in a basement in high school.
Right.
And you were a little wild, and that's when I first met you.
Yeah.
Not really. I knew you before then, but that's like when we hung out and we were like friends. But then we got weirdly close during college.
Right. We went to high school together. I don't think we've mentioned that yet.
Yeah, we went to high school together.
But we weren't friends.
If anything, Tim was so rude in high school.
That's not true. We didn't talk in hie school.
You just seemed mean.
I probably
How was I?
I don't fucking know. In the loony bin.
No, true. I was in the psych ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I remember meeting you. But we got close in college and I don't remember why.
Yeah, weird. Like we went to the same high school. Weren't really friends.
No, not at all.
We were like
friends of friends.
Friends of friends. Senior year.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Maybe junior. Junior year too. Because that's when Sissy stole my champagne was junior year of high school. Oh no, that was college. I keep thinking.
Yeah, no, but junior year because I remember I was dating my ex-boyfriend, the loser at that time during that party.
Oh, do you know what I remember? Do you know what I remember? I remember going to your apartment in your mother's apartment.
Yeah, the condo.
The condo after prom, after our post-prom, and somebody was taking body shots off of me.
Wait.
In your apartment.
You were there that night?
Yes, I was there.
That was the night that, was with me.
Yeah.
And we were so drunk. It was the night before graduation.
Yeah.
I was there. You being there.
You guys were taking body shots off of me.
Tim, the way that I didn't even know you were there, it was vodka. No,
maybe it was
so much. I was so fucked up at
But why the fuck were we doing body shots? That's not even something that I do ever.
Also, we were just drinking, like we were chugging the vodka.
3 people, one other person other than us in your mother's condo.
And no, she did appear. Like
yeah. Oh wait, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like everyone somehow came out of nowhere. It was like the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
But why did?
But yeah, that's one of my earliest memories with you.
Yeah, and I was so hungover, Tim, like on graduation day in that hot ass fucking gym. Anyways.
Oh, nasty.
We got super close in college because you went to Miami. He was Alex Earl before Alex Earl was Alex Earl, and
the gay Alex Earl.
You were the gay Alex Earl in Miami, and you just. I know exactly why we got close. We had a very similar hobby.
Oh.
Dating old men for money.
Okay, dating, that's a stretch. Let's not say dating.
Okay, we weren't dating. We were sugar babies. Ew, this is like so... No, but the thing is, it was so long ago, and it was like... this is my POV of it, why I became a sugar baby. You're done. Like, I was working so much in high school. My parents had lost all their money, I was with my mom by herself kind of thing. You get to college, and you realize you have no fucking money. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
And I'm in the city of Chicago. You're in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it's full of?
Rich men.
Exactly.
Rich men who will pay a pretty penny to get a pretty boy or girl across the table from them. And that's it. So don't put...
I never fucked, I never sucked,
never fucked, never sucked, never did anything.
I would do these lunches and I would make $200 a lunch, mind you. And honestly, I don't know why they wanted to talk to me because they would be like these big shot lawyers and I would just go to lunch, mind you. I'm just like, I'm 19-year-old me. Like, I'm not even...
Crazy.
Right, I'm insane. And they're talking to me about like laws and shit and like what's happening in the like news. Right, literally like laws and things. And I'm just sitting there like, actually, that's probably exactly why they wanted to talk to me because I was like, okay, cool. That's like amazing.
You do know that lawyer... never mind.
What? Lawyers what? No,
lawyers don't make laws.
No, they talk about them though.
They talk
sorry. As the plan's going to say something to you. No, but the lawyers talk about the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're doing the same fucking thing.
Sure.
Anyways, what is your most memorable experience as a sugar baby?
Okay.
A retired sugar baby.
There was this older man who was my sugar. I wouldn't say he was my sugar daddy because it was a very short-lived thing. He paid me.
Yeah, that's a sugar daddy.
But it was a very short-lived thing.
Same.
This man would take me to very nice dinner, very expensive dinner, and would pay me $500 just to go to dinner with him. Would not let him lay a hand on me. I would not touch him. Sit across the table from him, would take me to dinner. We would talk about whoever the fuck knows, and then we would leave, and he would hand me $500 cash. Yeah. Cash, no tax, baby.
No taxes.
Like that, I was living my best life.
No, I fully agree with that, and I feel like I took it so much for granted at the
time.
Right,
like I wish I had one now.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm good, but I get why you would want one now. And
yeah,
I feel like
New York is fucking expensive.
It is expensive.
More so than Miami.
No, yeah, oh yeah, a lot more expensive than Miami.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting, and it would just be nice to have one. But the thing is, the main thing, first of all, everyone be safe. We're just talking about our experiences. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, be safe. Like, don't be dumb. But also be a little dumb. Yeah, that's what growing up is for.
It's a lot of growth. Like my sugar baby days gave me so much growth in ways that I didn't even know I needed.
Yeah, and like we didn't end up getting like. Actually, I don't think you did, but I didn't end up getting like assaulted or anything by a sugar.
No, not by my sugar daddy.
Yeah, no, not by my sugar daddy.
Different men.
Different men. That's a topic for another day.
I will say, and this is not true with all sugar daddies because I know people who have had negative experiences. But the thing is, they were. I think it was because they were shy and they probably felt like losers for paying someone to get dinner with them. But they never tried to pull anything on me ever.
No, never.
And they just honestly were a good fucking time.
One time, I will say, the closest. This was like probably my third dinner with this man and the last, I think, because I feel like, well, I'll get there. But so this man, he took me to a nice dinner or whatever. He paid me $500. And then he was like, do you want to go see Madonna's house? And I was like, Madonna's house? Obviously, little like 18-year-old gay me is like, fuck yeah, I want to see Madonna's house. Are you kidding?
He knew how to bait you so well.
Girl, yeah, he baited me and I took it and I don't regret it. But yeah, he was literally staying in Madonna's old house. It wasn't her current house at the time, but like Madonna had just lived there. And I think it was like his friend's house that he was staying in.
Yeah.
I don't really fucking remember, but he was like, do you want to go see Madonna's house? I was like, yeah. And yeah, so he took me to this house that he was staying at. And it was absolutely fucking bonkers, like just insane. This huge mansion with like Art Deco, like crazy outlandish decorations.
Old house,
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fucking nuts.
So did anything bad happen? You made it sound like something bad was gonna happen.
No, but like he did at.
I'm like, there's something you're missing at this part of the fucking story. So what is it?
Coughing into this microphone. At one point, he took me into the bedroom, like the main bedroom. Yeah. Just because he was giving me a tour of the whole house. It wasn't like that.
We're fucking.
But as soon as we walked in there, the vibe like definitely got really fucking weird.
What way?
And because I remember, you know how in like rich people's houses, they have those curtains that like go up and down by like a remote.
Yeah.
So in this room, he had these curtains.
Okay.
And he wanted to show me the curtains. And so he like started pressing it and they started going down.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know. Oh. I was probably just like having a little bit of a panty, but like I see these like curtains going down and I'm just immediately starting to like get more panicky as soon as they continue to go down. Because I'm like, is he gonna try and pull something once these curtains go down?
No, literally.
But yeah, it was fine.
Okay, so he didn't pull anything?
No, he didn't pull anything. But I think that's because I was like, oh, I think I have to go.
Yeah, Madonna's is great. I gotta go.
Yeah. No. Give her a kiss for me.
Tell Madonna I said hi. Tell her I said thank you.
So I say thank you so much. I'll see you later, Mama.
I'll see you. Bye. The weirdest experience that I ever had was like actually my first time on the date with a sugar daddy date. And it was just like, he kept trying to read my palms, told me I had 3 major heartbreaks in this lifetime. I can see you looking at yourself in the thing. Anyways.
No, sorry.
And
it's looking gorgeous.
And then he did like kiss me and I wanted to die. It was really ugly. I know, and I wanted to die. And that's just my truth. I did want to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, it's like what made you retire the sugar baby?
I think that sugar daddy just like either stopped talking to me or I stopped talking to him.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Mine was definitely my ex. My ex was like, there's no chance I'm letting you see. But then I'm like, fuck you, because I still had to pay for everything in the relationship anyways. Like, that's the thing.
But that's your fault for dating a broke man.
No, and that is my fault for doing that. And I've learned my lesson not once, not twice, maybe 3 times at this point.
Quite a few.
I'm over that saying that's like, Mom, I am a rich man. Like, no, I am a rich man. But at the same time, like, can I date a rich one too? Like, at this time, it's exhausting. I don't, because like the brokies are like, ugh.
Because it's not like, oh my God, like it's exhausting because like you're broke. It's exhausting because of like the energy that they give off.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it, like they're like, if they're broke and they're a man, you can feel it in their energy. You can feel it in their aura because they're so insecure about being a broke man.
Yeah.
That they can't like spoil their girl or spoil their boy or spoil their person, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, being broke, it's, you know, like whatever. We all have been there. I'm there.
No,
I'm broke.
Tim gets it. No, I was literally broke a year ago to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like whatever. But if a nasty ass, like horrible man is broke, you just know that he's so insecure about it and he's just gonna project. In the worst fucking way.
No, that was my first.
And that's why I love like being broke is like whatever. It's cute when one of the girls are broke, you know?
I wouldn't, yeah, it is. It's so cute.
Like, yeah, no, like it's a cute little.
Like there's, we all make different incomes, 100%, like in our friend group. So it's like, I'm never going to be like, oh, he's broke, you know?
Right. But as soon as a toxic ass man is like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But like, that's not cute.
No.
You know?
And the thing is, what you mean by the energy, I feel like it's just that they're more needy and they're very much codependent. And it's like, they're like, oh, I really.
But they project.
The thing is like, yeah, I need a haircut, but I can't afford it. So then you're like, well, fuck, I'll Venmo.
Oh.
Oh.
That's how that works.
Oh, sorry. We're on 2
different levels.
No, I was fully financially supporting both of my exes for 100%. One lived with me when I was 17 years old. No, it's embarrassing. That's extremely embarrassing. That's
actually insane.
Mind you, I was 17 years old. I wasn't making the fucking money. Like I wasn't whatever. So I feel like, no, yeah, I was a sugar mama for like men that were older than me. That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, you're gonna be crying. And the thing is, I actually don't believe that all men are horrible.
No, I don't either.
No.
The guy that I'm kind of like.
I knew we would talk about it. Tim has a boo thing.
I don't have a boo thing.
Tim has a boo thing.
The guy that I'm kind of like crushing on right now, like this is the first time that I've never, every guy, long story short, every guy that I've ever had feelings for, which is not a lot. Like I don't catch feelings easily.
Tim does not catch feelings.
I do not catch feelings. I've only had feelings I've only had feelings for a few men in the past, and all of them were filthy rich, but in like such a toxic way, and they were just awful, awful, nasty people.
Yeah.
And this guy that I'm like now is not rich, but I feel like a weird thing with him that like it's just like it just feels different than every other guy that I've ever liked, which again isn't a lot, so I don't really have much to compare it to. But I don't know, like when you don't, the thing is these men, these boys, let's call them what they are. They're boys. These boys that I liked in the past they weren't rich themselves. They came from their daddy's money. You know what I mean? Which is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because if you're a rich man and you built yourself from the ground up and you made all that money yourself, that's fucking hot and sexy to me. Pull down my pants. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But if you like come from daddy's money and you just have known nothing but wealth your entire life, there's a very good chance that you're like gonna treat people like shit.
You're
you know what I mean?
Gonna treat people like shit. 2, you don't understand what work ethic really is,
or how the real world works.
100%.
But yeah, so this guy that I'm crushing on now, he's like not rich, but I don't know. He just like, it feels very different from the past because he feels like he's like very in tune with his emotions, and he's genuine, and he's like emotionally smart.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Which is rare to find.
Right.
Right.
But it's still in the early stages. Like we haven't even gone on a date yet. So
no, but it's still, they're like lovers. It's like whatever. I hear about him all the time. But in the sense that, I don't know, I feel like your type was always very like financially well men.
Right.
And so to date someone who's not and like be interested in someone who's not, it unpacks like a different layer.
Right. And honestly, like this is going to sound kind of weird, but like you can tell that from the last time that I had feelings for a boy, it was like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, probably now.
Is it who I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
I I'm a completely different person from that time of my life.
That.
Like I have completely like transformed from the inside, because I mean that happened during the pandemic, was the last time I had feelings for somebody.
Oh my
so
God.
like, you know, everybody changed during the pandemic.
Oh my God, yeah.
But going through a heartbreak and losing that person during a pandemic, you know, that does a lot to you.
Right.
But I have just like, I feel like I've grown a lot into myself since that time. And I haven't had feelings for somebody since then. It's been years. And so now I'm kind of like a little bit creeped out that I have feelings for somebody again. But I can tell.
Why do you feel like you're creeped out?
It's just my trauma speaking.
No, I feel that. But
up.
like what specifically is like speaking to you?
I just have horrible trauma with boys in the past because
you're speaking to the fucking priest of it all.
Right. No, I'm not saying
but
that.
I'm like, what specific? Because I feel like when I like men and it's like little things are coming up. So what's coming up?
Because my thing in the past is like every guy that I've ever liked, all few of them, I was the one who was like head over heels in love, would bend over backwards to kiss the ground that they walk on and their grandmother's ground that she walks on as well. Do whatever. Putting all this effort, 180% into somebody and getting like 30 in return.
Right.
That's always been my MO. That's why I have a lot of trauma with men.
100%. I think that's so valid.
Yeah, like I will go to the ends of the earth for the person that I love. Yeah. And I have always done that. And that's not a bad thing, but I've gotten hurt horribly from that. And now I can feel myself with this person that I am crushing on now. If I ever find myself being like, oh, like, he's not, like, I don't know if he likes me. Like, am I good enough for him? Like, is this element about me, that's going to turn him off? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I take a step back and I'm like, if I'm proud of myself because I can remove myself from the anxiety, being like, oh my God, does he like me? Am I good enough? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if this one little detail about me that he just found out is a deal breaker for him, then so be it. That's I don't know. For me, it was all like, I can't even speak right now. It was end all be all. That's the phrase I was looking for. Because I was like, if he doesn't like me, it's the end of the world. Blah, blah, blah,
oh my God, I think we've all
like
been there.
All the end of the world. And like, I'm just kind of proud of myself now because I can like be like, you know what? Whatever's going to happen or whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. If this man likes me, it's going to work out. If he doesn't like me and we're not meant to be, it's not going to be meant to be.
I think that's such an important thing that you can realize that, because I was talking with Liv about this the other day where it's like, I don't want someone that I can't be 100% myself around. Like I want someone that like I can be just myself and they're like, okay, you know, like it is what it is. That's why we talked about my hoe earlier in the episode. Like that's someone where it's like beyond just being my hoe, like I can be 100% myself around you. And like, that's what I value, because I feel like I can't always be 100% myself around a lot of these men. And like, we all know the last situation where I was like, I was like 95% myself. He was about to get the 100 and he was like, bitch, you're mentally ill. I gotta go. Like, and
which
I
is fucked up.
And I wasn't even that mentally ill. So I get what you mean by the trauma of that.
Right.
And
but if you had gone through that a year ago before the previous breakup, or 2 breakups, I guess, before that.
You're gonna have to shout a name
the
out.
bad one.
Frenchie. Yeah.
I feel like if that happened before him, you would have stayed with him.
Stayed with Frenchie?
No, stayed with Green Flag.
Green Flag. Yeah, so if this had happened before Frenchie, I would have stayed with Green Flag. Well, he did not want me, so there was nowhere for me to stay.
Right, but Frenchie cheated on you, and you still tried staying
I loved
with him.
them. Okay, and the thing is, it's like, no, I loved that man at that moment. And that thing is, it's like, it took me walking away from Frenchie for like the growth and all those things.
Right, that's my point, is that like, you can look back, like the way that you dealt with Green Flag ending things, you got over it so quickly, you know what I mean? And that's just, I'm just kind of relating it back to what I was talking about with myself, is like, I'm comparing the guy that I like now compared to the last time I had feelings a few years ago, and I'm in such a different place because I'm like, I can remove myself from it and like not put my all into everything and be like, oh my God, if he doesn't like me, if he says something that makes me think that he doesn't like me back, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna end it. You know what I mean?
I get it. Like just like, oh my God, if he doesn't like that, if he doesn't like this, that's why. No, I do keep talking about my one hoe, which is really random because I don't like him like that. And if anything, I think we're building. And I actually told him, I was like, he didn't like this, but I was like, I'm never going to fuck you because of the simple fact that like I value our friendship right now too much. And the person you are right now, I don't like it. Like that's not someone I'm going to give my energy to or anything like that, whatever. So I think it's really important to start friendships with people beforehand. And what you're doing currently, you're starting a friendship with this, talking about taking it slow.
Yeah.
Because like I've jumped into things like green flag and I jumped in, and we call him green flag, but he's really a red fucking flag and he's weird as shit, to be honest. Like he's not a green flag whatsoever. But we jumped into things and it was like, what, week 2, I'm getting flowers, all these insane things. And it's like the love bombing is insane, where it's like, I almost value 20 times more taking it slow. And it took me, it's like, that's the one thing you know, where everyone has lessons they need to learn in dating. Mine is 100% on how not to get love bombed.
Right.
1,000%. And maybe I should be nicer to the ones that aren't love bombing me. And like give those ones a chance or whatever.
Right.
But
taking your time and being patient is hard, so much harder.
So hard because let's admit it, at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be loved and they just want to partner.
Right. But if like, for example, if you're taking your time with something and not jumping right into things, you're going to have weeks, months, maybe even years. Let's hope not. Maybe even years of being unsure. You know what I mean? Living in the uncomfort of being unsure of how somebody else feels about you is fucking terrifying and anxiety ridding.
Yeah. Ridding, whatever.
Anyways.
It's anxiety provoking to not know how someone else feels about you.
Right. And if you're taking things slow and you're like not love bombing, you're not letting them love bomb you, and you're taking things very, very slowly, you have to be so patient, and it takes a certain level of maturity and growth to not lose your shit during that time. 100%. And that's what I'm struggling with right now.
No.
Because I've never had to like be so patient with somebody before.
Yeah. I get that because I'm never the one that's like, let's take things slow. But I think I'm at the point where I want to take things slow with everyone in my life. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. And like, it's just like, it's a good feeling to have though, that I'm even able to do this. Because a few years ago, I would never have been able to be doing what I'm doing right now. And that's when you know that you've grown.
That's when you know you've grown, and that you just have other things that you are focused on in your life. It's not just like that one person, I would say.
Right. And like I said earlier, like this man that I like have feelings for now is like...
Stop, I could cry because like Tim talking about having feelings makes
I know, it's crazy. It's been a minute. Just the type of man that he is compared to the types of boys that I've liked in the past, it's just like he's so completely different because he's like, he's artsy, he's deep, he's in tune with his emotions.
That's my kind of man.
He's not wealthy. He doesn't have this big ego that like is
he's a bro. No, but he's not. But like,
no, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Compared to the last person that I had feelings for, horrible fucking person, came from loads and loads and loads of money, was super ignorant, like just a terrible person.
You gotta value people's like actual genuine morals these days more than anything. I think everyone's like, I want a rich man, I want all these things, and it's like, I know I just talked about broke men, whatever, but they're shitty. We're talking about the shitty ones. But I would 100% take someone who has genuine, amazing values and is not like wealthy or well off than somebody who's like well off and a fucking asshole. Right.
And this man, another thing that I can tell why I've grown is that like this man is like very outwardly proud of being queer, gay, whatever. And he's like, you can tell that he's not like constantly overridden by his
sexuality,
his homosexuality, his homophobia, internalized homophobia. What the? I cannot speak today. He's not like, he doesn't let his internalized homophobia rule his life, which the past boys that I've like completely did. We're so caught up in being like seen as masculine and not too feminine and like having good bodies and like blah, 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 like not dressing too feminine, not talking too feminine, not blah, 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 blah. And that's how I know that like I've evolved as a person as well, because like I'm not attracting those types of men anymore. Yeah. I'm attracting men who are comfortable with themselves, and they don't let their internalized homophobia or their trauma from being a queer person get the best of them, and they don't treat other people like shit because of their trauma, which is what the past few guys have done to me. And that's another thing why I like feel like I've like grown a lot and evolved a lot, because I'm not attracting men like that boys like that anymore. I'm attracting a man who is comfortable in himself, a man who is proud of his feminine side and is in touch with his feminine side, is in touch with his emotions, and he's not scared to like have deep conversations or you know, that type of thing.
How do you feel? Like, I feel like you've always been so true to yourself and who you are, And I feel like a lot of people could use some advice on how to like not have that internalized homophobia that like most men do have, or even women, or
I mean, we all have it.
And yeah, but like, how do you feel that you've become so comfortable in your skin with who you are and your sexuality and everything? Like what?
Fake it till you make it. Literally, like you say like, oh, I feel like you've always been so like outwardly like you, whatever. Like I haven't. Like it may seem like I have, but like I lose myself. Like if we're going back to this boy again, I fucking lost myself to this boy because I was trying to make myself into something that I thought that he wanted.
No, 100%.
And I wasn't staying true to myself. And like that's one thing that I feel like I have grown a lot in, is that I'm not molding myself for other people's approval anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like outwardly me now. And
you're
whether or not
this trauma, babe. Like,
right, exactly.
Deal,
whether or not you like that, that's not on me. That's on you. I may be too something for somebody else.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's not my problem. That's their problem.
100%.
So I don't know, like that's one thing about like being queer, growing up queer, is that like everybody's gonna tell you that you should be or should not be something. You know what I mean? Like because of the patriarchy and because of toxic masculinity and because of white supremacy. Like, oh my God, I just hit my funny bone. Oh my God, why do we? Anyways.
You're passionate. Go on.
Sorry.
All those things.
But,
yes.
And that's something that's really, really hard to navigate, like growing up as a queer person. Like that's something that I have struggled very much with and I still struggle with.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm like more aware of it now, which is easier for me to like get through it. For example, like, you know, like in society, if you're a gay man, you have to be masculine, you have to be, you know, like the society's idea of an ideal gay man is masculine, has a good body, white because of white supremacy. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shit that queer people, speaking for as a queer man, like feel the pressure to mold themselves into because of the stereotypes and the stigmas that society has taught us. Because society teaches you that you have to be masculine, you have to be tough, you can't show emotions, you can't be feminine, you have to have a good body to be seen as a real man. And like so many queer men, queer people in general, but speaking as a queer man, like they feel like they have to uphold these made up fucking norms and these molds that society made up, that the patriarchy made up, whatever, thousands of years ago. And one thing that I feel like has helped me a lot, feeling like I can be just like myself, is that like these norms of telling you that you have to be masculine, telling you have to have a six-pack, telling you that your voice can't be too high, that you can't dress too feminine, like blah, 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 blah. All of that shit's made up.
Right.
Who the fuck made that rules?
No,
made those rules?
Who made those
Tell
rules?
me, pull up the receipts.
No.
There are no receipts because they're made up. Patriarchy and white supremacy and toxic masculinity has taught everybody in this country, not just queer people, that you have to fit into the norms of, you know, being feminine or being masculine. You can't be both. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
and so I am just like at the point where I'm like, I'm masculine and I'm feminine.
You are.
As a gay man, but also so is everybody. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Like, and I even think I see this a lot with straight men too, and it is the most just like turn off, and like probably it's genuinely like saddening that they're just so scared of their like true inner feminine self that they have to act as like this masculine, but no, I'm not soft, no, I'm not those things, no. It's like that's not hot. Like, and who are you trying to impress? The boys?
Right.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
The pussy's gonna dry up if you say shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But that's like, I think with when I've noticed in dating too, is like I don't know. I don't want somebody who's just like, oh no, I'm like this tough macho man. No, I want a man who's in touch with his emotions and understands why he's feeling the way he's feeling. So he can understand why I feel the way I feel.
Right. And so he doesn't speak to you like he's a fucking 12-year-old boy.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy because like in society, like being emotional is seen as a feminine thing. You know what I mean? And so men.
And it's also looked at so negatively all the time, no matter what.
Right. But that's because it's seen as feminine. And being feminine, you know,
is seen as
bad in America because of the patriarchy. But fuck you, patriarchy. But
the patriarchy.
What was I saying?
Being seen.
Oh yeah, like being in tune with your emotions is literally the healthiest fucking thing that you could possibly learn. You know what I mean? Because the more you suppress your shit, the further away you're gonna get from living in your truth, living as your true authentic self, because you don't give a fuck what other people think. When you're in touch with what makes you feel good, and when you're not living for other people, and when you're not listening to the way that other people want you to be, or the way that people want you to live your life,
100%.
then that's when you start coming into your own.
I fully agree with that. And like embracing things people don't normally like embrace. Like we all know I struggle with like a lot of mental illnesses, and I feel like that's something that's not talked about, or if it is talked about, it's talked about like, oh, you poor little thing. It's like, no, you're so, it's like, no, fuck you. I have anxiety. I have OCD. Does it sometimes debilitate the shit out? Now you put yours like can't.
I know. I'm sorry.
Me.
I cannot
Anyways,
speak.
Debilitate the shit out of me. Maybe some days it does, but am I still going to sit here and like laugh and joke about it because it makes me feel good? Yeah, it makes me feel like a little bit less
coping with comedy.
Exactly.
That's what I've always said.
You've always.
I've always said that. You cope with your fucking comedy.
You cope with comedy.
Like turn your trauma, turn your pain into fucking comedic gold.
Did you see my most recent reel where I was like, I monetized the shit out of my trauma?
Yeah, I love that.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
No, but I do.
That's the boss ass bitch way to do it.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. It's like being feminine and like femininity or whatever is looked at as such a negative thing is so beyond me, because I think the strongest people I know are women.
Yeah,
and
period.
I think the strongest people I know too are in touch with their feminine side.
Right.
Like men who are in touch with their feminine side and understand their emotions and why they're feeling that way. Those are the strongest people that I know. And those are the people that actually make an impact in this world. Like your favorite, I would say like actors, people in the arts, things like that are going to be in touch with like their feminine side.
Right. They have to be.
And even, I would even argue, maybe this is a stretch, but like athletes too, you have to be in touch with, maybe not.
I don't know about that one.
I know. Do we think LeBron James is crying at night? Maybe not. No, I've seen him cry during games.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But they're crying because they like lost the basketball shot or whatever. Crying. Sure.
Whatever. I totally got off.
We can agree to disagree there.
Yeah. He like LeBron James. No.
But yeah, like, yeah.
Embrace your femininity. Embrace whatever the fuck you're dealing with, whatever the fuck you're going
But also do what makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Like so many of us will live our lives being like, oh, that person thinks that I'm to this. That person thinks that I'm to that. Coming from a pair of shoes that will never walk the same path as you. 100%. You know what I mean?
That's exactly like with the green flag situation where he's like, oh, you're to this, you're to that. I could have sat and I could have cried my eyes out for like a year and a half. Right. And been like, I need to change. I said, fuck you, pack your bags, get out. Right. I don't care. Right. I love this person. Right. This bitch has been through some shit. Right. She's gonna have
and she's gotten to where you are today.
Exactly. Like my success would have not happened if it wasn't for every little thing.
Right.
And every little trauma that happened to me. Like even ex cheating on me. And that might, you know what, that might scare people away, or like relationships like that, or
but
whatever.
You grow so much from that. You learn so much from that.
Yeah. And like I love the woman that I am today. So it's like if you're not gonna love every single fucking part of me and this trauma and like, yeah. And just my true self that I love so much, I don't fucking need you in my life. Right. And I don't want you in my life.
Right.
That's
and when people throw lemons at you, you take those lemons and you turn them into lemon drop martini, honey.
Exactly. Like, fuck the lemonade.
Fuck the lemonade. We're getting a lemon drop martini.
And then
but yeah, like you gotta fucking
like
with Grey Goose. Right, of course, because we're monetizing off of our trauma. But say it with me.
Monetizing, you even forget if you're not monetizing off of your trauma, but owning
you can monetize it in a growth way, not even like in an emotional way.
I think about that, like not letting it define you and not letting it take you back. And because I mean, you do meet the people who are like, well, I've been through this, and it's like, if I sat here and told you every single fucking thing I've been through, you'd be like, how are you smart? Like,
how are you alive?
How are you alive? How are you doing all these things? And it's like, because I'm not walking every day with my trauma. Right. And I'm not walking every day like, well, this thing happened to me, and
it is so easy to do that.
It is. My mother does it, and
it's so easy because like when you get overtaken by a negative emotion that you do not want to feel, sometimes you feel like that's the end. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm never going to get out of this.
And I do think it's important there's moments where I've felt that way, where I felt that my trauma defined me. Like with my sexual assault, I definitely did feel that way, where I was like, this defined me, but it only did for a short amount of time. Like you're in control of how long it defines you for,
100%. Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. I hate when we do that.
We always do that.
I hate when we do that. Okay, for the final part of the episode, get your interview questions ready. You're interviewing the baddest bitch herself, me.
God. Okay. Any sort of topic that you want me to touch on?
The juicy things. What do you think the people want to know?
What would you say? You know, like you have ever since the beginning of this year, you're living a completely different life than you've ever lived before, right? And there's a lot of positives in that. But I think like something that a lot of people don't talk about with being like a public figure and influencer, like
you think I'm an influencer?
Can I ask you this fucking question? See, now I lost my train of thought because
with the negatives of being a public figure and influencer.
Yes. So like obviously there's a lot of positives. You get free nights at hotels, you get, nice little gifts, whatever. But what would you say is like for you the worst part about it, the hardest part?
The hardest part would be feeling, I don't even know how to phrase it. I get very caught up in my numbers. And I get very caught up in like the algorithm or if I'm doing enough. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm like, am I doing enough? I feel like I'm not doing enough. And in reality, I am doing enough. I'm putting out TikToks every single day. I have a weekly podcast. I'm posting on Instagram all the time. Hi, girls. And I'm now starting weekly YouTube videos. And I still don't feel like I'm doing enough. And I still don't feel like I feel like I'm living such a dream and it's so amazing. And I just feel like I could be doing so much more. And I feel a lot of almost guilt in that sense. Like if I take a day off and I don't post on TikTok, it honestly feels like the end of the world for me. It does. I would say that's probably the most negative thing about it is just, and I know it's 100% me and I'm doing that to myself, but I think that's just, I have a very strong work ethic and that's exactly what got me to where I am right now. So that was probably one of the most negative things. Also, if I'm being a little superficial with it, I will say people putting me in a box before they get to meet me. I really hate that. Or even people like from the past, like being like, I miss you. How are you doing? What are we doing? Like, can you, how many times a day should I post on TikTok or things like that?
Right.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Or like, come, can you take a picture with my...
Right.
And I didn't even know
like,
you.
Teach me how to TikTok. Like, grow up. It's easy.
The biggest
Teach yourself.
That's
like, come on. What else?
I don't know. You're the interviewer. I told you to prep questions.
I came up with some, but they weren't really fitting with what we've talked about.
It doesn't have to.
I know, but
Matcha doesn't have
yeah, as we can see, we've talked about like 8 million different random things. We
literally went from like loving yourself to sugar daddies. Like it was really weird. And then I was like deep diving on my
candles. Yeah. Body shots. Anyways, I just had one. Okay, so I'm getting a little sappy here. Obviously we have become very close within the past year. Ever since we moved to New York City, like we have become soulmates, best friends, sisters. Yeah, I have the same mother as you. I was just aborted and I was reincarnated as me. And I respect her for that because
it was
her choice.
Exactly.
Her body, her fucking choice. Anyways, I digress. Oh God. I digress. Yeah. I was going to say, you have like inspired me and motivated me so much within the past year, even before the fame hit. You know what I mean? Like let's not say, let me not like be like, oh yeah, ever since you got famous, like blah, blah, blah. Like no. We have like gone through a lot of this together. You know what I mean?
You've been there every step of the way.
Yeah. And you have brought up this newfound like motivation, inspiration, delusion in me that like I didn't have before. And like I'm very appreciative towards you for that. And obviously a lot of other things. But like I feel like I have become more inspired and more motivated over the past year because of you. And so I guess like obviously like don't cry.
I'm sorry, I'm literally getting emotional. Go on.
And so obviously I am blessed because like we spend every fucking waking day together. Yeah. And so like it's easy for you to rub off on me, but like for people who you are not close with, like you are with me.
Yeah.
How do you feel like what you put out to the public on the internet, whatever, how do you feel like you can create that for other people that don't have the pleasure of getting to know you
being
personally.
So close to me. I think it's just probably the raw vulnerability of it all, which I think I haven't even tapped into yet, of like the get your fucking oh my God, I was about to Kim Kardashian you, like get your fucking ass up and work, but in a genuine sense. Like that's where it's the difference. It's like Kim Kardashian says that, but I mean that in the most genuine way.
Right.
I mean that in a way where it's like, if nothing is impossible, literally nothing is impossible. And I know I help like you guys a lot with like breakups, self-confidence, things like that, but I want to go deeper.
Right.
I feel like that's my biggest thing.
Because you're so much more than breakups. You know what I mean?
Much more
like,
than breakups.
Yes, they've gotten you to where you are partly, but like there's so much more to you.
Mental
you know what
health,
I mean?
all these other things that mean so much to me. I think just moving forward, I think I'll continue to do this, and it honestly makes me sometimes nervous because I'm breaking a mold of like, I'm like, I talk about whatever the fuck I want and all those things, but like also the things I do talk about, there's not a price tag that you can give me to not say something.
Right.
And that's
trust me, honey, I know.
And the brands get, and I might not be a brand favorite, and I might not be on Tripping with Tarte because I'm a little too fucking honest, and I'm a little bit too, but I'm never gonna sit here and say things are normal and think things are normal when they're fucking not.
Right.
I'm always gonna speak up. I'm always gonna have an opinion in that sense.
Right.
So I think just like the raw vulnerability of it all, and like that is what I'm getting more in touch with, because I am raw and vulnerable, but there's so many other topics I can talk about from like quite literally everything, like death, assault, anything that I've experienced personally. That is how. And also I think the things that happen to me is when I learn the most. So just sharing those moments with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have to follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, you're still like in the beginning stages as well. Like
I am.
People are just starting to get to know you.
People forget I've only been doing this 6 months.
Right.
By people, I mean my mother. Anyways.
Right. Love you, Dina.
Okay, but that was the sweetest thing ever, and that's the end of the podcast. But you guys, thank you so much for listening. We really touched all topics today.
We really did.
And it was just a given to have you in the studio. I feel like you deserved your time here.
Thank you for having me.
I loved it. Besides, you did stutter a lot, but that's okay.
Yeah, I always stutter.
He's a stutterer.
Yeah,
he loves to stutter.
I don't know. The brain cells are not brain celling today.
It's okay. We've had a long week.
We have. I'm tired.
I'm exhausted.
Being alive is exhausting.
It is, and give yourself a break, you guys.
Give me a break.
Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, at Timothy John Patrick.
Not
That's
YouTube.
the tag.
You haven't started that yet.
I do have a YouTube, but I just I haven't started it yet. But I'll get there. As I said, my accountability partner is always pushing me, even if it's a little bit intense. Not the most gentle all the time. No. But again, I would not be where I am without her and without her accountability. So like I'm very appreciative of that. And yeah.
Love you. You guys can follow me. She is Livi everywhere. Leave the podcast 5 stars. We're gonna post for a thumbnail. I think just smile. Look at me as no, don't. I never would do that in a thumbnail. I like literally would never smile at. Put the thumbs down.
Sorry.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm gonna go.
This angle of me though.
And now look at the camera and do something. Okay, cute. Love that. Thank you so much.